What up everyone, my name is Kryptiix, welcome back to another video. If you want to learn how to create a thumbnail like this, then this is the perfect video for you guys. If you guys end up enjoying this video whatsoever, it would really help me out if you liked and subscribed, and you would get free notifications to whenever I upload a new video. So now without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright everyone, so you're going to need three things to create a thumbnail. You're going to need photo editing software, which is something like Photoshop, Paint.net, etc. You're going to need a Lunar client, and last but not least, you are going to need a Bedwars map download. You can find these online or on YouTube. I'll show a link in the description on how I got my maps. Keep in mind though, my maps are actually a little outdated, so you'll find maps that are from the past and you won't find any of the newer maps. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to launch Lunar client and you're going to click single player. Now you should find all the maps here and you're just going to select any of the maps. I would suggest something that isn't outdated and a map that's still in the map rotation. I'm going to be showing you how to make this style of thumbnail, and I'm going to show you how to make this style of a thumbnail. So I'm going to start off with the first one, and that is something that I use mostly in my keyboard and mouse sound videos. So when you have any map of your choice selected, you're going to go into F5 mode with your face pointing towards the camera, and you're going to find a spot that's relatively bright, so that you don't have to change the brightness too much in your photo editing software. After you do that, you're going to go to options and you're going to change your FOV all the way down to 30. That way you don't have to zoom in too much in your photo editing software as well. Now to get rid of all the GUI in your crosshair, you're going to press F1, and as you can see, everything else goes transparent, all the GUI and stuff. And last but not least, because you're on Lunar, what you can do is you can go to your mods folder by pressing right shift. You can search up free look, and when you enable that, it should automatically set the key to Alt. So when you press Alt, you could freely move around your camera without actually moving your character. So you can get some nice angled photos like this. So when I have the style that I want, I'm just going to press F2 and that'll take a screenshot for me. So that was our first screenshot. Now that first screenshot is going to be showing our skin. And the second screenshot is going to be the background. Now there's two ways that I like to do this. I either take a picture of the map just like this. That looks good. Or I take a picture of the sky overlay. I prefer the sky overlay more, but that's completely up to you. So for this, I'm just going to do my sky overlay. So I have the RKY Fault V2 sky overlay. So remember, to get rid of all the GUI, I just press F1, angle it until I like it, and then I'm just going to press F2, and ta-da, now we have our two pictures. So now that we got that done, let's go head into our photo editing software. So I'm going to be using Photoshop for this tutorial, though I believe Paint.net is a free version, and it's similar to this. It won't be fully exact, but I believe you'll be able to easily follow along. So what you're first going to need to do is you're going to create a new document, and you're going to go to Custom. You're going to change the width to 1920 and the height to 1080. Make sure the background content is transparent, everything else looks good, and now we press Create. So now we just need to implement our screenshots. Now if you don't know how to get your screenshots from Minecraft, you're going to go into your bottom left search tool and you're going to type in %appdata. And out of all these files, you're going to click .minecraft. And then now that you've done that, you're going to go to your screenshots. And you'll find all your screenshots here. You're just going to go to the ones that you made. So here are our two screenshots. We got our sky overlay, and if we drag this around using this arrow key, we can move it around. You can see underneath that we have our ice cube. Now if you don't know how to put anything above anywhere and you're completely new to this, basically if you look on the bottom right, you can see this is called layers. Now basically whatever's the upper layer is going to be near the front of the photo, and what's lower is going to be beneath. So as you can see, if I move this, drag it above it, now you can see that the ice cube is now the front picture. So if you have this logo next to your layers, what you could do is you can right click on those layers and then click rasterize layer, and that way you're able to edit it easier. So the first step, what you're going to do is you're going to zoom in using this microscope tool so you can get a closer look on your skin. And you're going to click on this tool, and when you right click on it, you'll find polygonal lasso tool. It should look like this. And basically, as you can see, when I click on anything, it starts off there and it draws a line, and when I click again, it pinpoints that position and you create a brand new line. You want to cut out your entire ice cube. So by doing that, what you want to do is you just want to cut out your entire skin. So let me just do that real quick. Alright, so now we're on the last line. So what you want to do is you want to line this up with the first line, and as you can see, you'll find this little circle-ish logo that'll pop up, and then you just click once more and it'll start highlighting this. What you want to do is you want to right click on it and press select inverse, and now instead when you press delete, it won't delete your ice cube, but it will delete everything else around it. Make sure you have your layer selected so it doesn't delete anything else, and then you press delete, and ta-da, now we have the ice cube because we put it above the sky overlay on top of our sky. So now, because I like to do this with my keyboard and mouse sound videos, I'm just going to create a keyboard and mouse thumbnail here. So I just want to say, before doing anything else, I would suggest creating a color theme. Now, because I have a blue ice cube and I have a blue sky overlay, I think my theme is going to be blue. If your Minecraft skin is green, maybe you would suggest going with a green theme, but that's completely up to you. So now that you selected a color theme, I've gone 4 images. I have a little audio icon. I have a nice blue keyboard because of my blue theme. I have a glorious Model O wireless, and I have this little blue hazy background. Now remember, do it with whatever color theme you are. So if you are doing green, do green hazy background. So I think the first step is getting rid of the background on some of these images. Now, as you can see, all of these images have a white background, which doesn't look as good. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. So you're going to first go to list tool. It should actually just look like this when it first looks, but when you right click on that, you'll find magic eraser tool. Select that one. And now select any part. Make sure you have the correct layer selected. So I'm going to do the keyboard first, as you can see. And I'm just going to select any part of the background, and it should automatically get rid of the background. Now, some things to watch out for is if this was on black glorious Model O wireless, and if I did the delete tool, it automatically just sees all of the black. So it's going to delete some of the black too. So watch out when you're doing colors. So try to have opposites of colors for the background if you can find some. So before I do anything, I'm going to start off with the blue hazy background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it near the corner of my screen. Now, not at the very end. You can see there's a little border around it that's still the sky overlay. And I'm just going to stretch this out. Now, make sure there's still that border around. Make it roughly the same size. It doesn't need to be exact. And then press the check mark. So now it doesn't look as good. So I want to put this underneath my ice cube or my skin. And you want to make sure it's below everything else except the sky overlay. I want it to be above the sky overlay. And finally, what you do is you make sure the layer is selected. You're going to go to this opacity right here. Change it to 20%. But now it kind of has this like bluish tint to it, which I kind of like in my opinion. So now that we got that done, all we have to do now is just arrange everything. Now remember, make sure the arrow tool is selected, and you could just scale up and scale down any of these things. You can put the layers underneath each other just like this, and just fit it until you like it best. So I'm just going to do a time lapse of me doing that. Alright, so in my opinion, I think this looks best. Alright. So now that we got everything done, I'm just going to do some optional things that you might want to add. If you want to, you can go to every single one of these layers except for the sky and the hazy background. And you're going to go to right click on it, go to blending options, and turn on drop shadow. Another thing that you could do is you can go to your audio icon and you can go to blending options once more and turn on color overlay. Now if I click on this once more, you can see I can change the color by clicking on this little box. And now I can change the color freely to whatever I want. The final suggestion is select your skin, go to image, go to adjustments, and go to brightness/contrast. And what you could do is you can brighten up your skin a little bit more so that it looks a little more better in my opinion and more vibrant. So I think that looks good. And ta-da guys, you have made a thumbnail. I think this looks honestly good in my opinion. Thank you all for watching everyone. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see ya.